I was following all the instructions that my 20 different health professionals over the course of these 2 years was telling me to do, and despite rest, just like they ordered, or physical therapy, whatever it was, at a time I was just in a complete state of bed rest for over a month. I actually purposely wouldn't even drink water or eat food because it meant that I had to get up and go to the bathroom because I could barely do that. An example was in August of 2013, I was so bedridden that even just deep breathing into my core, a basic exercise that I was told to do, would cause my legs to collapse, go numb from the waist down for up to 18 hours straight. And I would also wet myself, which isn't fun, especially when you're 27 and a dancer, and that's atypical. I had that doesn't even make sense urogynecological incontinence for a year and a half. I had full body tremors that made no sense for about a year and a quarter. Anyway, a lot of this story I share in a YouTube channel that I ended up making to share my story. Most of the doctors that I saw didn't ask me about stress as a part of the diagnostic evaluation. Most of those visits were 5 minutes, of which I had this feeling to be as prepared as I could with my little note list of when the symptoms began, where I feel at my body, how the sensation feels. And I was on workers' comp, so they had to ask specific questions like, are you currently working? And these 5 minutes would brush by, and at most they would either consider, okay, we're going to do a low back surgery around your herniated disc, or okay, we're going to do this treatment. I was being considered for bilateral hip arthroscopy because I have completely torn labrums in both hips, but nobody asked me about my stress, certainly not my emotional stress. About a year and a half into this medical crisis, I had a follow-up with a pain specialist who was doing that quick 5-minute evaluation of, are you currently working? And I responded, no, I can't work at all. Dance, let alone anything else. I can barely sit, I can barely stand, I can't walk. I have no social life, no friends, so I don't go out. And I started to then get into, I'm really depressed, I don't know what to do. And then I swear he just like ran out the door to be like, all right, great, see you in a month. And I'm like, whoa. It felt on that side that I shouldn't bring that up. I think I was very conscientious of trying not to make the healthcare practitioner feel bad. I wanted to just focus on what was physically wrong with me because I really felt that there was something physically wrong with me. And now here's the thing, looking back on it, and now with all the information I have about mind body, is that I did have injuries. I had injuries with my low back, with my pelvis. I had injuries with my neck, and don't fully know what was going on with my gastrointestinal system. I have currently 4 levels of herniated discs to my low neck, to my low back, that are worse now than they ever were when I first started doing the MRIs. I ended up having 7 MRIs over the course of the 2 years, actually, just for my back and hips. And we could actually see that they were getting worse over time, so that kind of reinforced this idea that it must be physical, it must only be physical. But I now know that injuries heal. And so even though it can start as an injury, the reason why you have chronic pain was no longer, whether or not it ever was due to the herniated discs, was no longer due to them.